Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. So I thought I would drag this out the loft for my next build. I think I bought this a couple of months back, and since then it's basically been calling me to build it. I've never built this kit before when I was a kid or anything. It wasn't something that particularly interested me, but I do quite like the look of it now. And it's also a vintage classic, so it's within the project that I want to do of building as many of the vintage classic kits from Airfix that I can. We'll have a quick look inside the box so we can see how this is made up and what parts are there. The other thing to note that this is 1/144 scale, so this isn't a scale that I usually do models in. So let's have a quick look. So something a bit different for Airfix kits. All these pieces have been detached from the sprue. There is no sprue that should have these on in the box, so they must have been removed prior to them being bagged up, which, as I say, is a bit strange. Hopefully it was done in a way that we haven't got any damage, although thankfully on the wings you can see the attachment point is on the tab where it slot the wing slot into the fuselage. We've got a couple of excuse me, couple of connection points here, but they look okay. If we look at this one, we can see there's a bit of, but it is on the underside of the aircraft, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So here are the other parts, and as you can see we do have sprues for these. Thankfully the 4 propellers look like they're in good order. We've got the engines as well. I think there's 2 parts to each engine, and then we've got the tail, and we've got the the floats. Here we have the glazing sprue. I will not use most of these. What I intend to do is paint the aircraft, and then I'll use some stuff, I think it's called crystal clear. It looks like a PVA glue, and what you can do with cocktail stick is just move the crystal clear around the frame where the window is, and it will then form the window, and when it dries clear. So that's my intention to do that. It means that I don't have to mask all the windows up to when I want to paint the aircraft. We will be using obviously the front of the canopy, the window for the cockpit, and there's also a window at the top of the aircraft as well. What I like is we get the old Airfix stand too, although you can buy these separately now from Airfix, but at least it's included in this kit. Here's the decal sheet. We've got quite a few walkway lines for, I think, on top of the wing. I will probably be doing the British one, not the American one, which was Pan American Airways. I think that's the one that Roosevelt flew in to get to one of the meetings with Stalin and Churchill. Not many steps in the construction. As you can see, there's quite a bit going on in the first step, which is to put the windows in, the 2 fuselage halves together, and the rear tail planes. Second step is to put the main wings on and the 2 stabilising floats on the fuselage. Step 3 is the engines and propellers. Step 4 is the looks like aerials and things like that, and I don't know whether it's the exhaust or intakes for the engines as well. It's the exhaust, isn't it? Okay, so this is the iteration of the aircraft that I want to do. It's the British Overseas Airways Corporation, 1941. I'm hoping it'll be a nice straightforward paint job. We've just got the 2 colours in the main, the like sky blue or beige green if you like on the underneath, and then we've got like a dark grey, a dark slate grey on the top. So yeah, so I'm going to keep this as one video, so the next time you see this there will be some progress. I will catch you in a bit. Okay, I am back because I've made some progress on this kit. I just wanted to let you know that this kit was originally released in 1967. Thankfully it's not like some of the Airfix vintage classics, which are awful, and they were awful before they were vintage classics. This one has gone together quite nicely and I've been really enjoying building it. So I shall get the kit and we'll have a look at where I am at so far. So here's the build. As you can see, practically everything is on it. I've left the propellers off because of handling the kit and painting. The canopy glazing, that just slots in really nice, so I've left that off for the moment. As I mentioned, the other glazing, the other windows, I'm just going to use crystal clear to create those windows there. And then we've got another like dome that's got to go on the top here, but that will just glue straight on there. Bit of a lick of filler just on the edges there, and cleaned up the seams a little. I did remove some of the raised detail, but at this scale I don't think you'll really notice it. So there's the plan is now to, I think what I might do is primer the fuselage and the upper areas black, and then I might primer the underside white, because it's a dark grey paint on the top and it's that beige green that's on the bottom, and I think beige green will cover better over white than it will over the black. So that's where I'm going to, sorry, that's how I'm going to do that, I think. Hopefully that will work. So possibly there'll be one more update before the final reveal, so I shall catch you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back and the kit is finished. Before I show you the finished build, I just wanted to show you the product that I used in order to glaze the small windows that you can see along the side of this aircraft. So there it is, it's glue and glaze. I have in the past used crystal clear, which I mentioned previously I think. And all you do is you get some on the tip of a cocktail stick and you put it around the frame of the window, and then when you take it away, as long as you've got sufficient in the gap, it'll fill the gap, and then when it dries it does just look like glass. So yeah. Anyway, I shall get the kit and we'll have a look at it together. So here she is, guys. Don't judge me too harshly for the paint job. I had a real game trying to get the delineation between the underside colour and the camouflage colour on the top of the wings. I even used tape. Unfortunately the paint seeped under, so then I thought, okay, well I'll just carefully fill it in to make it straight, and of course what happened, it wasn't straight at all and I made things worse. This was such a joy to build, it really was. I really did enjoy putting this together, and most of the paint work. So when it came to the point where I had to keep going back over the paint and the joints or the delineation between the two, and I was just getting frustrated, I thought, you know what, enough's enough. I like the way this kit looks, and I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm getting frustrated and it's taken away the joy that I experienced putting this kit together. The decals worked absolutely wonderfully on this. I did spray the kit with semi-gloss varnish, like a satin varnish. Then I put the decals on, and then I sprayed it with a matte varnish. I did use some of the Microset Microsol, and I was a bit concerned that some silvering was going to take place. I'll just turn the aircraft around so you can possibly see some of the decals a bit better. So hopefully you can see on the top there the GA GBZ. It just perfectly settled on the kit. The paints that I've used are not the correct paints. Basically, I needed extra dark sea grey, and I think it was slate green. I've used two German paints, to be honest. One's a field grey, and the other one's like a field green or something. At the end of the day, I wasn't going to jump in the car and drive to town to actually get the paints that I needed. I just didn't want that extra expense, so I just tried to get as close as I could, and I quite like it the way it is. It's very unusual for me not to have the correct colour call-out paints, but as I say, I just wanted to have fun with this build, and that's what I had, except for that problem with the delineation. So I hope you like it, guys. This is another Airfix classic, vintage classic, as you know. So this will go on the shelf with all the others that I've done, and that'll be another video that I'll show hopefully soon. My vintage classic kits that I've built and possess. It's Friday night, so the start of the weekend. I hope you have a cracking weekend. I hope you get some bench time and just some mindfulness. Look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon.